Everybody! Just getting ready for this live Instagram about relationships again with Sara Barron. Oh, that's a funky filter. That would be good. This one will be nice. Let's see where Sara is. I'm trying to broadcast it from my living room now to see if it works better than last time. But I need some items to prop my phone up with. Hey, Sara, it's saying you're unable to join. I don't know why. So maybe come off and on again. I'm trying to press you. Sara, please. Spare it a better angle for me on the floor. Right, so just in case none of you have seen this, I'm waiting for Sara Barron to come on with me, and we are going to discuss people's relationship. Hi, Jason! How's your marriage going, Jason, in quarantine? Hi, Sara.
Hi, P. How are you?
I'm good. I think I've turned a corner this week.
I really like what you're, in terms of your backdrop, in terms of your Wi-Fi, in terms of your relation, in terms of your hair.
My hair's suffering, but no, I feel like my perspective on quarantine is improved. I feel like I'm starting to enjoy things about it, and I think
Tell me more.
it's quite good for me as a workaholic. Oh, that's a nice filter.
It's like a little much though, isn't it? Listen, this is suggesting that I'm not fully listening to you. I couldn't find like a regular filter. Anyway, so keep going.
Yeah, so I feel like there's certain things that I'd lost sight of in my life, like the simplicity of cooking and spending time with people that I love and really focusing and not being like, Mummy's got to go and do something, you know?
Right.
Like, also I feel really fortunate today because I keep seeing like how many people are suffering, and I just feel really glad and happy that we're safe. And I think it's just, like, I've decided to sort of stop moaning in the same way. Of course I'll moan about my partner because that's what we're here for, but
that's all we're here for. But you somehow settled into a new rhythm.
Yeah. New rhythm, and I'm quite liking it. I feel like maybe elements of it I might take with me to the other side.
Do you think that'll be very interesting to see if you're capable of that, because you are a real worker?
I just think maybe meetings online. But anyway, that's enough about me. How about you, Sara?
It's a good detail. So I have 2 questions for you. Genuine questions. It wasn't me trying to be like, ooh, let me start with a question for Paloma. These have authentically come up in my life, and I was like, I want to know what she thinks. So first of all, can you see my shirt?
Yeah, with the rainbow nipples.
With the rainbow nipples. So I'm asking you this. I'm asking you a little bit because you're like a fashion person, but also because I know that you're going to be honest with me. Do you think, I basically want to know if you like my shirt, if you think it's like, yeah, it's like a cute, kicky shirt, or to be more specific about it, like let's say I showed up to your house and I was wearing this with some tight jeans, which is kind of my look. Would it feel, and your daughter was there, does this feel too sexual a design for a lady my age to be wearing?
No. You frozen.
Oh, I'll ask Paloma what she thinks of this shirt. You think it looks like it's like... We're back?
Sarah's gone.
Shit.
Your internet's really not great, is it?
Horrendous. And I spent 10 minutes trying to find the best place and decided this was actually it. Should I go back to where I was in my living room, do you think, or should we keep trying?
Well, we can carry on. If it does it again, then maybe move.
Then
Because
I'll
they're
move.
not here to watch you go, oh, are they?
No, they're not. But I did practice to try and make this not happen. But here we are. Okay, here's my second question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in bed with my husband, not sexual, obviously. We're like going to bed. And on my side of the bed, so we're both in bed, we're tucked in. He goes, would you pass me that pillow? The pillow he's talking about requires me to get up out of bed to then hand it to him. Now, admittedly, it's closer to me than it is to him.
But you still have to get out of the bed.
But he said, would you pass me the pillow? And I said, oh, you mean, would I get up out of bed to hand you the pillow? What is that a reasonable thing to find annoying, Paloma?
Yeah, it is. But I would just outright say, no, I won't get it yourself.
See, I would not say that. Do you feel that your partner does, like Jeff will often get me things. I'll be like, oh, will you do me a favor and get me a glass of water while we're both on the sofa? And he'll do it. So I felt like I had to say yes, but I wanted to make
Yeah, but my partner does that too. And the other day he said to me something similar. I can't remember vaguely what it was, but can you do that? And I said no. And then he was like, what? And I was like, sorry, but no, I don't want to. And he was like, do you think that every time I do stuff for you, I always want to? And I was like, I don't know, but that you do it, so that's up to you. It's your responsibility.
It's interesting. Like I felt like I couldn't say no only because he often does nice things. But I felt the phrase, would you pass me that? When what was being asked of me was to get myself up out of bed was insane. And he thought I was acting like a princess. So essentially, you not only think I wasn't acting like a princess, you think that I conceded to him in a way that was ridiculous.
No, yeah, I don't think you should have done it if you didn't want to.
Was it unreasonable to not want to?
No, I think you could have said, look, I'm tucked up. I'm really happy here. Either you go without the pillow or you do it yourself.
Interesting. Okay. I'll let you know if another similar instance comes up, and I'll see if I feel justified in that level.
Should we do some rapid fire questions from the people who've been writing into us?
Let's do rapid fire questions. Also, we'll tell everyone that you're not going to sing during this, and we're relatively X-rated. That's the other two things.
Anybody who's not singing. Tuned in to hear me sing, that's not happening on this. I'm doing relationship advice, which I'm more interested in.
Wait, can I also say one thing before we get started with the questions? Is that one of my notes to myself with this was I wanted to be a little bit more present looking at the comments. And most people, the two that I just saw go by were on my husband's side. They're like, calm down, it's a pillow. Get him a pillow. It's not that big a thing. Okay, interesting detail. That's all I'll say. Okay, so.
But I'm a nightmare and so are you. So, of course, we wouldn't give the pillow or want to give the pillow. Anyway.
I think you're sort of a nightmare, but I'm kind of like adorable. But anyway, fair enough.
I think you might find that's the other way around.
I find myself adorable. Okay, so the rapid fires, we're trying to add a little more structure to this today. We'll see how we do.
As Sarah just said, this is X-rated, so children should not watch this.
Don't watch this, and don't watch this with your kids. Someone also just asked if we like Celine Dion. I imagine you don't. I obviously do, but your taste is much better than mine. Okay. Paloma, you're going to read this first round of rapid fires, and I'm going to answer.
Okay. My partner puts honey and ketchup in the fridge. Is that okay?
Honey is not okay. Ketchup is okay.
Okay. Is doing the laundry if the clean load is left in the dryer rather than being folded and put back? Now, is it doing the laundry? Like, is it still considered the full job?
No. If you do the laundry, that's everything from collecting the load, washer, transfer washer to dryer, out of dryer, upstairs or wherever, fold, put back. That means you have done the laundry. Next.
I disagree with that. I think any element of the laundry is fine. Anyway.
Well, maybe we'll shelve that and see how we do, because that's interesting. Because I'm surprised that you feel that way, and I fully disagree with you. Keep going, obviously.
How many times a month is it appropriate to look at the Instagram feed of an ex? Your ex or the person?
Your own ex. So if you ever feel that impulse, if you feel that impulse to be like, what's so-and-so up to? How often is it okay to exploit that? Like, I'm thinking if my husband was looking at his ex's page, how often I would find that acceptable and how often it would make me cringe. I think in an appropriate amount is like to go to like put them into the search bar to be like, oh, da, 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 da. I mean, I think a maximum of once a month. What do you think?
Well, I look at my boyfriend's ex, not my own exes. And actually, the other day, I found out that my boyfriend's ex is pregnant and lives in America. And I was really concerned about her pregnancy. So I asked him to ask some mutual friends if she was okay.
See, you have this really, I think these are two very good details about you as a person, is that you'd be like, get it yourself, and you are sort of a nightmare, but then that's like a lot of compassion as well. Why were you concerned about a pregnancy? We're not being quite as rapid fire, but I think that's okay. Why were you concerned about a pregnancy?
Because those people are being put on the most vulnerable list, like they don't know how coronavirus could affect pregnant women yet.
Oh.
So they're meant to be on the same bracket as like over 70s.
I'll quickly just throw in here that my ex, like the only man who I believe
Somebody's like, didn't she block you? Yeah, she did block me. That's why I had to ask him to ask people. But anyway, go on.
She blocked you. She must. Oh, can you imagine? It'd be very hard for me if my partner's ex was very successful. That would really fucking kill me. Like if she was pretty, but like whatever, I'd be like, well, I don't care. But if she had like a career, and was attractive, no. So she blocked you though. I'd be doing a deep dive on you. Okay. I was just going to say quickly, that I have one ex-boyfriend who I always sort of assumed was continuing to be in love with me. Only one. And he's finally in like another major relationship. And basically after 15 years, I've accepted that he's over me, which I am happy for him about that. And he's with a younger woman. Gross. I mean, no judgment, but gross. But he's with like 14 years younger, and she's pregnant. And I am happy for him because he's wanted that for like 15 years. And she put up a photograph of them today that he put in his stories, where it was basically her being like, we went running, even though I'm 5 months pregnant. He's down 8 pounds, thumbs up. And I'm suddenly having massive anxiety that there's some world in which he's watching this, although I think he's not, but it would actually end our friendship, which would be fair because I'm saying bitchy things. But I really judged her for bragging about her exercise while pregnant on social media. The end.
Next question. I've been almost entirely braless while in quarantine, and suddenly on warmer days, the process of putting one on to go to the shop or on my walk is too much. Is that okay? Do I owe the world a bra?
No.
Forget about it.
I think like it would be an amazing side effect of quarantine if no women ever wore any bras in again, and just let them.
My mum, who was young in the 60s, thinks it's ridiculous we even wear them. She's like, we burnt our bras. Why do you even bother? Anyway, right, Sarah,
Okay.
let's go with the big question.
Okay, so here we go. Paloma, you're going to take this one.
Okay.
Big question 1. How do you maintain a level of mystery in your quarantine with your partner?
I really, really, really don't want to come on this thing and judge people, but I have to say that I felt awful for the person that would ask this. And I'll tell you why, because I don't think that that's the type of question that a man would ask.
Right.
And I feel bad that women think that it's their responsibility to keep the relationship interesting in like a sort of sexual way, or in a sort of, I don't know, I feel like the guy should take as much responsibility for keeping the mystery as this woman who's asked this. And I sort of also think that you should judge the man as you do yourself. So if you're the kind of person, for
I think that's
example,
right.
like me, who I quite like to reinvent all the time, and I think the key to like good mental health for me is varied life. Even in quarantine, I'm trying to figure out ways to like, at the moment, make a differentiation between the week and the weekend, and to try and like sometimes get a bit dressed up, sometimes be dressed down, but to kind of keep it. But that's for myself. But I expect my partner to as well. And if he
Right.
doesn't, then I say, well, I do. Why can't you? You know. So I do think that keeping a level of mystery is important on a personal level, but I don't think it's important if it's only one person doing it.
Right. And maintenance and mystery are different things, right? Like
Yeah,
being
so
like,
there's not a
I'm
lot of mystery you can have in quarantine, really. But I did say to somebody the other day who was sort of struggling with that as well, that like maybe they should have a date night, but at home every week. Just like get dressed up with your partner, cook it one, you switch times and like, or film night or whatever, but you like actually make an effort to do something properly. You don't just let the days roll, and you mark the week by like one night a week doing something that's a bit different, like surprise each other. But I think it should be that you switch roles, so like it's up to you what you do. You might, I don't know, decorate a whole room as a holiday, or like have a meal, whatever you used to do on the outside, but like make it kind of fun for each other. And it shouldn't just be about the woman being expected to keep the mystery. If anything, it should be more the man, in my view.
right. I mean, are you a mysterious couple? Are you like, do you talk about
No,
fashion stuff?
we're not mysterious. We do lots of passing wind in front of each other,
Yeah,
etc.
same. I mean, it's the only way to do it.
The bubble has burst.
The bubble
I
has
think as
burst.
soon as you give birth to somebody's child, the mystery goes.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's completely true. I mean, you could also have diarrhea in their hotel room on the third date. What? Raise it. All right. So here's the deciding answer is you cannot. If the question is how do you, the answer is you can't,
You
and you
can't, but
accept that sooner rather
yeah,
than later.
you can't.
All right. Should
But
we
you
do
can
number
try,
two?
and it would be cute to try.
Yeah, but I think the point that you hit on that's really key is that I think anything that is imbalanced in a relationship is the sign of like the danger. So if
Yeah.
the thing is sort of that like you're like really cute and like doing it and like what and like eyeliner and he's like shitting with the door open,
Forget
that's
about
that's the problem, right? So like everyone shit with the door closed, but also not everyone has to have their eyeliner on.
totally.
Okay.
Right,
Next.
okay. I'm going to read you a question to answer, okay?
Okay.
So, here's my deal. I'm a married straight woman, mother of two. I've got an equal split of male and female friends. Since quarantine, all my male friends are posting photos and videos of their wives and girlfriends exercising. It's so weird. I think it's to show they're proud of them or something. I honestly don't know. But it's making me feel homicidal. My questions are, one, why do I feel homicidal? And two, what do I do about it?
Okay, I'm very into this question, which is why we used it. I think so. I like this real rage trigger for me, pre-quarantine was men who put up photographs of their wives or girlfriends post childbirth to show how good they looked. So it'd be like, this woman is my hero and my inspiration. She gave like, it was sort of like a photograph of a woman, then they look really thin and they look really good and they had a baby 2 months ago. And I fucking hate that shit. And this is some version of that. I feel like it's like it's like acting like a woman who's keeping her figure like is impressive somehow. There's, you know what I mean? Like a woman who's like, fuck it, I can't, I'm not doing well right now. I'm just going to indulge myself in eating some pizza and having some wine at the end of every day because that's how I'm going to get through this shit. That is arguably a healthier thing than the woman who's like,
I'm not touching it. I'm just going to drink water and eat salad.
yeah, I'm going to drink water and salad and I'm really going to focus on my regime and this kind of thing. Like it's, and the thing is, kind of in a way, no judgment either path. Everyone's just getting through and trying to do what works for them mentally. But to act impressed by anything to do with your wife's body in a public way is disgusting.
Yeah, you can tell her at home, like, oh, I'm really proud of what you're doing.
Look at you. You look hot when you're sweaty and you go on a run. But to then put that up on social media like it's a point of pride, rather than a woman managing her anxiety because her whole sense of self rests within what her body looks like, is weird. So you're homicidal because these guys are doing annoying shit. I think what she has to do is do it. She's either like me, like I enjoy getting enraged by people's social media. It gives me life. But some people feel that that's toxic. So if she enjoys the rage, use it as a motivator. But if she, I'm still speaking with my hands. But I think
like physical theater now.
I know. Do you know what it is? It's because I don't get to do stand-up most nights. So I think I'm like trying to like bring my intoxicating energy to this moment. Basically, I think she should mute the friends. She needs to accept that her rage is reasonable and mute her male friends. Decided. What do you think of that as a catchphrase? Paloma, what if it's a catchphrase? We go, decided. It feels right. Okay. Should we do, oh, now I'm going to read this to you and you're going to answer this one. I'm really into this one.
What, is this a rapid fire one?
No, this is a big one. You can even just look at it and I'll ask it of you.
Okay, great.
I think you're very well positioned to answer this for reasons we'll discuss. Okay, so this person writes in, I assume it's a man. It's either a man or a lesbian. Why do we focus so much on gender? I don't know. This person has written in, my wife is what I call an always busy. She's always busy. Somehow, even in a quarantine, this woman is so afraid of her own thoughts, he writes about his wife, that she's managed to overbook herself in a quarantine. Every evening is a different online dinner party or games night. Meanwhile, all I want to do is watch Netflix. However, she wants to watch all the same stuff on Netflix I do, and she wants to watch it together. So now I'm supposed to hang out waiting for her while she does her nightly socializing, and then we Netflix together. I think this is unreasonable. What do we do?
I feel like maybe Layman wrote this in about me.
He did. No, he didn't. No. No.
Okay.
This was from a man named Max in Croydon. Just as an FYI, keeping it anonymous.
I'm an always busy, and I think that you need to basically, it takes always busy people a while to wind down into this kind of thing, because psychologically, from her perspective, what's happening is she's fearful that she's no longer validated because she doesn't have that much to do. So to keep her in a sort of sanctum, she's making herself feel busy because she feels needed and important. That's why she's doing it. Yes. But I don't think it's healthy, and I've had a word with myself about it because I'm the same kind of person. But I think he needs to, or the partner, the wife of the wife, needs to speak to your partner about this and say, you know, like, I feel that I'm not sure why. I'm assuming they have kids because it seems to be only evenings. Otherwise, why can't she do
I'm
it
assuming
in the
they have kids as well.
But basically, I think you need to have the conversation and say, like, I think I know why you're doing this, and repeat what I just said, and say that this is temporary, and there's a strong likelihood, we don't know, that this may never happen again in our lifetime. So maybe we need to enjoy some time together for the next few months, and obviously you're not going to be judged if you know, do this a few nights a week, but every night a week's probably a bit excessive, and maybe we could engage with each other for some of the time.
This feels professional level to me, your advice. I wanted to say, I think that's exactly right. I think he needs to be sympathetic as to why she's overbooking, and that's her own way of managing anxiety. I also just wanted to say, I think it's really nice that she wants to watch TV with him. That she's like, no, we do that together. I think that's nice.
Yeah, I do as well.
So it's
I think it's a little bit demanding of her to expect him to like wait every single night. I think, you know, like 2 or 3 nights of the 7 is okay, but more than that's a bit much.
Yeah, I agree. Have you decided?
That's a decision.
Okay, cool.
We do this final rapid fire.
We'll do final rapid fire. Yeah. Okay, so I read, you're going to answer. Okay. Paloma.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old son asked me to kiss his boo-boo. Usually that's his knee or whatever, but on this occasion, the boo-boo was his literal asshole because he just had diarrhea and it stung. I said no. Was that okay?
That was absolutely okay. Hopefully you explained to your child, though, why.
Right. You'd want to be like, oh, that's private.
That's your private parts, and nobody should be kissing those right now.
Until you're older.
Until you're at least 17.
17 minimum.
Yeah.
How often should I wash my hair?
Nah.
How often do you wash your hair?
Well, in real life, I wash it every other day. But in quarantine, I would say I wash it every Tuesday, the night before we do this.
And then it sets, and then it's ready?
Well, I've just washed it, so yeah, it's fluffy. Right. But I would say no less than once a week is fine.
Yeah. I mean, right. Is it okay to watch 2 separate Netflix? This is a really good question. Is it okay to watch 2 separate Netflix series in bed at the same time on headphones?
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just make sure that doesn't happen every single night. You need to add some of the other stuff I've suggested already, like doing some stuff together.
Yeah. I find it very interesting. Like couples who don't like the same TV, just sort of as a like my husband likes Doctor Who, I like RuPaul's Drag Race, but we meet in the middle with Tiger King and Ozark and Succession. And with couples who just completely go separate directions of TV, I wonder if they're gonna last. There, I said it. I couldn't be married to someone I couldn't watch TV with.
I used to make boyfriends watch my favorite films, and if they didn't like them, I'd dump them immediately.
You're so much more confident than I am, because I was the kind of person where I'd be like, oh, you don't like it? Oh, I guess it's stupid. I hate myself for suggesting it. That's why you have more confidence than I do. But I'm getting better as I get older, but you had that inherent within you. Okay, last question. What day is it? Just don't think about it. What day is it? What's the date today? Just go.
It's a Wednesday, but I don't know what the date is.
The 1st of April, April Fools.
April?
Okay, so that was okay. So this was our attempt at doing a slightly more structured version, and we got through everything.
We've got 4 minutes left. Should we do a roundup with that 4 minutes, or should we do one more question?
I know what I want to do. I know what I think we should do at this time.
Okay.
First of all, I saw a comment that I didn't want to interrupt you with, but I thought it was interesting. And it was that someone commented that they have sexual dreams about your boyfriend, which I thought was interesting. And I thought you should tell him that.
As long as it's in a dream, I don't mind. Feel free.
Doesn't it make you feel good? And don't you want to tell him that when we're done and be like, oh, he doesn't enjoy the attention as much as I would. But anyway, I thought you should know that and that you should tell him. And then I also want credit from him.
That person who said that I have sexual dreams about their boyfriend too.
Oh, good. Also good detail. I think in our remaining time we should return to the laundry issue, because I really disagree with you on this. I think that, like, if my husband says, oh, I did laundry, I'll be like, you did fucking do laundry. You like brought laundry down and put it in the washer and then put it in the dryer, and then he'll leave it down there for weeks. And it's like,
Okay,
that's
here's
not
what I
doing
think.
the laundry.
Okay, I think that applies if you live in like a small flat and there's not that much to do. Like you can easily clean it. But if it's like there's a lot of stuff going on, or there's kids under the age of 5, um, then I think that sometimes there's so much going on. They might have done a million other things as well as, because I know I'm arguing this because I've been doing this, right? So I will do like the whole kitchen, tidy the kids' room, put the kid to bed, then stick the washing in and go to bed and maybe forget that it was in there. But I don't think that's out of order of me, because I am sort of trying, and I also think like your partner could walk past it, notice, and then hang it out, and then a team effort.
I feel like it's this thing that my husband will be like, I did the laundry. And I'll be like, no, you did the easy part and you left the hard part for me. And there's like all this stuff he does, and he does easily 50% of the childcare, arguably more. But I also do 90% of the cleaning up around the house.
Yeah,
So I feel like if you're gonna do the laundry, if that's gonna be like, I take out the rubbish more often, I do more stuff to do with dishes. I'm the only one who would ever go and get the Hoover.
Yeah, but
I'm the only one who's
way
cleaning out the
more balanced
bathtub.
on cleaning.
Say again.
My relationship's really balanced on cleaning. If anything, maybe it's like he does 55% and I do 45%.
Well, but I mean, if we were going to be really candid, you can't have a full conversation about cleaning without bringing in conversations about money, because I think that's real relevant as well.
No, but we don't have a cleaner. We're in quarantine.
No. But what I mean is just sort of like, if there's someone who's, I think, and if you take gender out of it, I think if there's someone in a relationship who makes all the money, or, by all the money, I mean upwards of 80% or 85%, then the other person does need to be doing, like when my husband out-earned me in a more major way, which he still does, but not as much, I felt like, oh, I should do all the cleaning. Like, I'm sort of a housewife, so I should do all this stuff. But then as I became more of a contributor, I felt like, well, I shouldn't have to do quite as much. It's a difficult balance. And and a bare minimum, I'm like, don't say that you did the job if you did the easy part of the job and left the hard part for me. That's my bottom line.
Yeah,
It's
but
9
everyone's
o'clock.
hard part's different. Like, I think it's easy to do the laundry and difficult to do the dishwasher. And he's the opposite. So that's why it works. But anyway, it's 9:01. We'll leave you with that little tidbit. And we'll be back next Wednesday, 8:30. Please
To
write
do
in.
what? To decide. I think it's the cheesiest thing I've ever done, but I'm committing to it for at least another week. All right. Hope to see everybody next Wednesday at 7:30.
Next Wednesday at 7:30. Bye.
Bye.